Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, but could be worth big money, $5 million to be exact. That's right, today we're diving deep into the world of the 1998 US 1-cent coin and exploring why it's so much more than just a penny. You might be thinking, a penny worth $5 million? That sounds crazy. Well, you're not wrong. It is a little mind-boggling, but when it comes to rare coins, anything is possible. So let's break down the history, the value, and the mystery of the 1998 penny. Before we get into the specifics of the 1998 penny, let's quickly look at the history of the 1-cent coin. The penny, or 1-cent piece, has been around since the very beginning of the United States. It was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792 and went through many different designs over the years. From the large cent of the 1800s to the Lincoln cent that most of us recognize today, the penny has been through quite a transformation. But the story of the 1998 penny is particularly fascinating. Now, let's talk about the 1998 penny specifically. On the surface, it may seem just like any other penny, right? It's copper-plated, has the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Union Shield on the reverse. But there's one key difference that makes some 1998 pennies potentially worth millions of dollars. You see, in 1998, there were a number of minting errors that could make these pennies incredibly rare and valuable. Some of these coins were struck with misprints, incorrect designs, or other mistakes that happened during the production process. One of the most famous and valuable 1998 pennies are those with a double die error. This is a type of minting mistake where the design is stamped onto the coin twice, resulting in a double image. In the case of the 1998 penny, this error could result in the date and letters appearing doubled, making it highly recognizable to collectors. Cut to a zoomed-in shot showing the double die error, pointing out where the mistake occurred. Coins with a double die error are highly sought after because they're so rare, and this specific mistake is considered one of the most collectible varieties among U.S. coins. A 1998 penny with a double die error can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s, depending on its condition. But you might be asking, what about the $5 million penny? Does such a coin really exist? Well, here's where things get interesting. While the typical 1998 double die penny is worth thousands of dollars, there's been a bit of mystique surrounding some of the rarest error coins in history. Some of these rare pennies have sold for unbelievable amounts at auctions. There are rumors of a 1998 penny that could be worth as much as $5 million. However, these claims are often exaggerated or tied to rumors about a unique minting error that might have occurred in the 1998 series. But can we really prove it? The truth is, number 1998 penny has ever been sold for $5 million, at least not in public records. However, it's not entirely out of the question. Some of the most valuable coins in history, like the famous 1927 de St. Gaudens Double Eagle or the 1804 silver dollar, were once considered priceless before their record-breaking sales. Coin collectors know that when it comes to rare mint errors, the rarer the better. So, if a 1998 penny with a unique and significant error were ever discovered, it could certainly change the game for the world of numismatics. So how do you know if your 1998 penny could be worth something? Well, here's a quick guide to check for valuable errors. Start by carefully inspecting the date and letters on the obverse of the coin. Look for any signs of doubling or distortion. Check the rim and the design for other possible minting errors, like off-center strikes, die cracks, or displaced designs. Also, make sure to grade your coin. The condition of the coin can dramatically affect its value, so it's important to know if yours is in mint condition or if it shows signs of wear and tear. At the end of the day, most 1998 pennies are worth their face value, just 1 cent. But if you're lucky enough to have a rare minting error, that humble penny could be worth thousands or more. So, if you're a coin collector or just someone who likes to keep their eyes peeled for hidden treasures, it might be worth taking a closer look at those 1998 pennies in your jar or wallet. Thanks for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed learning about the 1998 1-cent coin and its potential value, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin content. And hey, keep an eye on those pennies, because you never know when you might discover the next big thing. Next. Hey, coin enthusiasts and collectors, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an exciting topic that's sure to blow your mind. What if I told you that a 2017 US penny, yes, a regular penny, could be worth $70 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, in the world of rare coins and numismatics, it's not as crazy as it sounds. Stick around because we're going to dive deep into why the 2017 penny might just be one of the most valuable coins on the planet. Now, you might be wondering, a penny worth $70 million? How is that possible? Well, it all comes down to the rarity of a very specific minting error that occurred in 2017, making some pennies worth more than the entire U.S. Treasury's coin supply. Let's break it down and see why this small piece of change could end up being worth a fortune. Before we get into the specifics of the 2017 penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1-cent coin. The penny has been part of the U.S. currency since the Coinage Act of 1792, and it's undergone many design changes over the years. In fact, the penny has seen more changes than almost any other coin in American history. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent has featured President Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the reverse of the coin going through different designs over time. By 2010, the Union Shield design was introduced on the back, which is still used today. Fast forward to 2017, and we're seeing the continued production of Lincoln pennies, but some of them would become worth far more than their face value. So, what makes the 2017 penny stand out from the rest? At first glance, it looks like any other penny, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Union Shield on the back. But as many collectors know, what looks ordinary on the surface can sometimes be hiding something extraordinary. In the case of the 2017 penny, there was an extremely rare minting error that made certain coins incredibly valuable. Minting errors happen all the time, but some are so rare that they can completely change the value of a coin. And this particular error involved a double die, one of the most sought-after and valuable types of errors in the world of coin collecting. Here's where it gets interesting. The 2017 penny contains a double die error, which means that the design was stamped more than once during the minting process, causing certain features of the coin to appear doubled or misaligned. In most cases, these errors are minor, maybe a letter or two appears slightly off, but in rare instances, it can make the entire date or design appear as if it's been struck twice. For the 2017 penny, this error can sometimes be seen in Abraham Lincoln's portrait, where his image seems to be duplicated, or the date of the coin, which could appear doubled or even out of alignment. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, and they make these pennies highly collectible. So, how did this 2017 penny become worth $70 million? Well, this isn't just a case of a rare minting error. This coin is one of a kind. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is the key to value. If a minting error occurs, and only a handful of coins are produced with that mistake, it automatically makes those coins extremely valuable. Let's break it down. For a double die error to be worth millions, it needs to be in pristine condition and as rare as possible. The 2017 penny with this error is one of only a handful of examples known to exist. In fact, some collectors believe that only one or two of these coins were ever released into circulation, and as a result, they've been sold at auction for astronomical prices. Coin auctions have seen some of these rare 2017 pennies fetch prices in the millions, with some being speculated to eventually hit up to $70 million. The value isn't just about the mistake itself, it's about the historical significance, rarity, and the fact that only the most serious collectors would have the means to bid on such an extraordinary piece of numismatic history. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 2017 penny is the one that could be worth millions? Well, here's a quick guide to spotting the error. Start by closely examining the date. Look for any signs of doubling, where the numbers in the year could appear blurred or duplicated. Also, check the letters on the obverse and reverse of the coin. Sometimes, even the Liberty inscription on the front or the Pluribus Unum on the back might appear doubled. Next, use a magnifying glass to get a closer look at Lincoln's portrait. If you see any signs that his image is doubled, then you might have a rare piece in your hands. The best way to confirm its authenticity is to have it graded by a professional numismatist or sent to a reputable coin grading service. So, should you be holding onto every 2017 penny you come across? Well, while it's true that most pennies from that year are worth only their face value, 1 cent, the possibility of finding one with a rare double die error makes checking your coins worth it. Though the majority of 2017 pennies are still only worth a penny, the potential for finding a $70 million treasure makes it exciting to dig through your change, especially for collectors who are always on the lookout for that 1 in a million coin. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2017 penny and its potential to be worth millions. If you think you might have a rare one, don't forget to inspect your coins carefully and consider getting them graded. You never know what hidden treasures you might have. Next. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just love learning about rare, valuable treasures, you're in for a real treat today. In this video, we're going to talk about a penny that you might have in your collection, or maybe even in your pocket, that could be worth big money. I'm talking about the 2013 US 1 cent coin, and it might just be worth $7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $7 million. Now, before you start checking every 2013 penny you have lying around, let's dive into the story behind this coin. Why is a regular 1 cent piece from 2013 suddenly commanding such a huge price? What's the deal with this particular penny, and how can it be worth millions of dollars? Stick around as we explore the history, the rare minting errors, and the potential of the 2013 penny to turn your spare change into a fortune. Before we get into the specifics of the 2013 penny, let's take a quick trip back in time to understand the history of the 1 cent coin. The penny, or 1 cent piece, has been part of American currency since the Coinage Act of 1792, and it's undergone a lot of changes over the years. Over the centuries, the penny has seen several major design changes. The most iconic design is, of course, the Lincoln cent, which was first minted in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Today, we still see Lincoln's image on the front of the penny, though the reverse design has evolved over time. Now, let's take a look at the 2013 penny. It might look like a regular penny, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The 2013 penny was part of the ongoing Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 and continues to this day. In 2013, the U.S. Mint continued to produce pennies with the same basic design, the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and a shield on the reverse. The design was introduced in 2010 and remains in circulation today. But what's interesting about the 2013 D penny is what happened during its minting process. Here's where things get exciting. While the 2013 D penny seems like just another coin, some of them have a rare minting error that makes them worth an astronomical amount of money, $7 million. But how does a small mistake in the minting process create a coin that could be worth more than a Lamborghini? Well, in the world of numismatics, a minting error can dramatically increase a coin's value. One of the most significant errors that occurred with the 2013 D penny is known as the double die error. A double die error happens when the design of the coin is stamped more than once, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled or misaligned. In the case of the 2013 D penny, some coins were struck with this error, causing Lincoln's portrait and the date to appear doubled, making it stand out from other, regular pennies. The rarity of a double die error coin can make it extremely valuable. The most famous examples of these errors have sold for millions of dollars at auctions. In fact, some collectors believe that certain 2013 D double die pennies could fetch up to $7 million depending on their condition and the severity of the error. Now, don't get too excited just yet. It's important to note that not every 2013 penny with a double die error will be worth $7 million. The price depends heavily on a few factors. First and foremost, the condition of the coin. If your 2013 D penny shows any signs of wear, the value will be significantly lower. Coins that are in mint condition or have been well preserved are the ones that can demand the highest prices. A perfect example could fetch a jaw-dropping sum, but it has to be near perfect to justify such a high price. So how do you know if your 2013 D penny is worth big money? Here's a quick guide to checking for minting errors. Start by closely examining the date and Lincoln's image on the obverse side of the coin. Look for any signs of doubling. This can happen in different places on the coin. Sometimes the date will appear blurry, with two overlapping numbers, or Lincoln's image will appear doubled. Next, inspect the reverse of the coin, especially the Union shield. Any slight misalignment or doubling in the shield could indicate an error. But don't just look for doubling. Check for other possible minting mistakes, like off-center strikes, die cracks, or cut errors. Once you've found what you think could be a rare error, it's a good idea to have the coin professionally graded by a reputable numismatist or coin grading service. The grade of the coin will help determine its value. So, should you hold on to your 2013 D pennies? Well, it definitely doesn't hurt to check, especially if you find one with a noticeable minting error. Even if it's not worth $7 million, some 2013 D pennies with double die errors can still fetch a pretty penny, pun intended. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who just likes to keep an eye on their spare change, coins like the 2013 D double die penny show just how rare and valuable mistakes in minting can be. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 2013 US 1-cent coin and its potential to be worth millions, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more fascinating coin content. Who knows? Your next treasure might be sitting in your pocket right now. Last, hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got something truly mind-blowing to talk about. Imagine finding a 2013 US penny in your change and discovering it could be worth $9 million. Sounds insane, right? Well, it's not a fantasy. There's a rare mistake in some 2013 D pennies that could make them worth a small fortune. Stick around because we're going to explore how this little 1-cent coin went from just being pocket change to a potential multi-million-dollar treasure. Before we get into the story of the 2013 D penny, let's take a moment to appreciate the history of the US 1-cent coin. The penny has been around since 1792, making it one of the longest-standing coins in American history. Over the years, it has gone through a lot of design changes, but the Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, has been the most iconic. The Lincoln cent, which features President Abraham Lincoln on the front, has been in circulation for more than a century. In 2010, the Union Shield reverse design was introduced, which is still used on the back of the penny today. By the time we hit 2013, the penny had already become a staple of American currency. But little did anyone know, some of these 2013 D pennies would turn out to be worth far more than their face value. Now, let's take a closer look at the 2013 D penny. At first glance, this coin seems like your typical penny, nothing particularly special about it. But as any seasoned coin collector knows, it's not always the obvious ones that are worth a fortune. In 2013, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, but some of them were struck with a rare minting error that would change the lives of collectors who happened to find them. The 2013 D penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, which has remained the same basic design for decades. On the front, you have Lincoln's portrait, and on the back, the Union Shield, which symbolizes the nation's strength and unity. So what's the catch? What makes some of these pennies worth a jaw-dropping $9 million? Here's where things get interesting. The minting error that can make a 2013 D penny worth millions is a rare type known as the double die error. A double die occurs when a coin's design is stamped more than once, creating a doubling effect on certain features of the coin. In the case of the 2013 D penny, this error often shows up in the date and inscription, causing the numbers or letters to look misaligned or blurry. The key thing to understand here is that this error is incredibly rare, which makes these coins extremely valuable. In fact, the 2013 D penny with this error is one of the most coveted error coins among collectors, and some believe it could fetch as much as $9 million at auction. But how does a small mistake end up making a coin worth so much? Here's the thing. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. A coin like the 2013 D penny with a double die error becomes extremely valuable because it is so difficult to find. Think about it. Out of the billions of pennies that were made that year, only a handful have this error, and even fewer are in mint condition. That rarity makes them highly sought after. To give you some perspective, the value of minting error coins skyrockets when there are only a few examples left in existence. And the 2013 D double die pennies fall into this category. Some of these coins have been sold at auctions for hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the case of the best preserved examples, they could be worth up to $9 million or more. It's not just the mistake that drives the price up, it's also about the historical significance and the prestige of owning one of these rare coins. Serious collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums to add them to their collections. Some even speculate that as time goes on, these coins will only increase in value. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I tell if my 2013 D penny has this rare error? Well, let's walk through the process of checking your coins. Start by closely inspecting the date on the coin. Look for any signs of doubling, where the numbers in the year might appear blurry or misaligned. Sometimes, the Lincoln portrait on the front or the Liberty inscription will also show signs of doubling. These are the most obvious signs that your penny might be a double die error. Next, check the reverse of the coin, especially the Union Shield. While less common, there can be doubling or other anomalies on the back as well. The most important thing is to look for clear signs of misalignment, especially around the date, lettering, or portrait. Once you find a coin that seems to have an error, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Having a coin certified by a reputable numismatist or grading service can help determine its authenticity and condition, which can significantly affect its value. So, Should you start searching through your spare change to find a 2013 D penny that could be worth millions? While most of these pennies are still only worth 1 cent, it's definitely worth checking any 2013 D pennies you find for double die errors. You never know, you might have a hidden gem in your collection. While it's unlikely that every 2013 D penny is going to fetch $9 million, finding one of these rare error coins could mean a substantial windfall. If you happen to find one of these rare pennies in mint condition with a double die error, you might just have a life-changing coin in your hands. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this video inspired you to take a closer look at your change and consider how a simple 2013 D penny could turn into a treasure worth millions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated on more exciting coin discoveries and numismatic news. Who knows? Your next treasure might be hiding in your pocket right now.